Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today, I just want to talk about what a shitty year 2025 has been so far. And I'm not talking about the economy, I'm not talking about the state of the world, I am only talking about my reading. 2025 has been such a struggle when it comes to my reading. I've been DNFing a lot of things, I have had high hopes for a lot of things and just been super let down. And I've talked to a few friends and it seems like this is pretty common, at least among the people that I know in the book community, and I don't really know why, especially because I've been reading a good mix of both backlist and new releases, and nothing's working for me. Granted, the state of the world could absolutely impact the way that we feel when we read, but even aside from that, it's just not been a good year. I looked at my reading spreadsheets from the past 2 years and it's currently mid-April, and by this time in 2023, I had 3 or 4 5-star reads. In 2024, my very first read of the year was a 5-star, so we really kicked it off on a high note. In 2025, I've had 0 5-star releases so far. I've had a few 4.5s, but nothing that is just like a new favorite, want to read it again, nothing that's like really calling to me. And my very first read of the year was a 1-star. And it's so out of the ordinary for me that I'm just not gonna get my hopes up about anything at this point. And the majority of the backlist that I've been reading has been Christina C. Jones, since that is one of my goals this year, and I fully expect that I most likely will not enjoy a lot of her earlier work as much as I enjoy her newer ones, just because I think that as an author you can see her growth, and that typically happens, you know, as an author keeps writing, they get better, right? So disliking some of her things that were like 2014 releases, whatever. But I've also been keeping up pretty well with new releases, and those are not working for me either. And in particular, it has specifically been follow-ups in series where I gave the first book 5 stars, and that has happened 3 times this year, which feels like a lot. So I love The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton, rated it 5 stars. Absolutely love that book, recommend it to everybody. It was my favorite book of 2024. The Love Simulation, I had an arc of and I DNF'd. Was not expecting that. Then I read The Accidental Queen by L.R. Jackson a few years ago, loved it, 5 stars. Had an arc of The Defiant Queen, DNF'd it. Then I had read Take a Chance by Mieko May a few years ago, was something that I randomly picked up off of Kindle Unlimited, strictly on the cover, and absolutely loved it, 5 stars. I've had a few of my friends read it. Read her second release, So This Is Love, did not like it. It was okay, I gave it like 3.5 stars, but it just did not live up to my expectations, and I feel like my expectations were high because those first books all got 5, and then we follow up with a 3.5 and 2 DNFs, and I did skim the rest of The Defiant Queen, and huge letdown. So I don't know what it is about this year, and so I had mentioned 2 arcs that I had, both were DNFs. I've read 4 arcs total this year. Another was a DNF, and I finished the other one, but the ending really pissed me off. And so now I got beef with that author because we need to talk about your choices, but it's just been such a struggle to find a good read this year. And so now I'm doing my first reread of the year. It's a reread of a 5-star. It's Scorpica by G.R. McAllister, which I am enjoying the reread. I do know that I don't love the second book. I think I gave that one 2 stars, but I have an arc of book 3, and I'm trying not to get my hopes up because I feel like I'm going to be let down again. I just have not been having the best of luck this year, and I don't know why. I hope that Asia Monique is going to release Sinful King sometime this year. I did sign up to get an arc. I haven't heard anything yet though, but I'm really hoping that that is it's a series that I've loved, and I've given all 6 of the books at least like a 4.25 so far, so I'm hoping. Even the spinoff got a pretty good rating, so I'm really hoping that if nothing else, I hope that's a 5-star read. But I don't know, I think the best new release that I've read this year has probably been Sunrise on the Reaping, which is crazy because yes, I like Haymitch as a character. Yes, I knew how it was going to end. However, there were still some surprises along the way and some pretty brutal moments. And I honestly had low expectations for that one because I didn't like The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed another book by Suzanne Collins. But it's just not been the greatest reading year this year, and I don't know how I feel about it. Actually, I'm pretty sad about it. I think I do have some books that I am still looking forward to that I haven't read yet. Like, I need to read The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. However, now I'm a little worried that I'm not gonna like it as much as I enjoyed The Rage of Dragons. I have a few other arcs coming up that I need to read, but it's just not been a good year. I've had more DNFs at the beginning of this year than I have previously, and yeah, I don't know. But let me know how your reading year is going. Hopefully you've had more luck than I have. Let me know if you've had any 5-star reads or any books that you're really enjoying right now. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.